Day 5 was Belgium against Panama. It was a dream come true for the Central Americans. Belgium, packed with an array of stars, one of the most fancied teams at this World Cup. Could the golden generation finally deliver? Were they able to finally develop that winning mentality, overcome the tactical issues that had dogged them over these over their last two major tournaments? Unbeaten and joint top scorers in the qualifiers with 43 goals, they headed a group that also included Greece, Bosnia, Cyprus and Gibraltar. So their talent is unquestioned. They were the first team to qualify for this tournament, the first team from Europe to qualify. Their manager, Roberto Martinez, wasn't a popular choice, but he still managed to get them through without any issues. They had most of their players at an average, the average caps for each player at this tournament for the Belgians were probably just over 60. So their talisman over the past few years, Vincent Kompany, wouldn't be fit for the opening, at least the opening two games. So for Panama, 4 million populated like Panama, were the 79th team to qualify for this World Cup. They reached this tournament in dramatic fashion, defeating Costa Rica, a goal scored in the last 2 minutes by their captain, Roman Torres, and the president declared a national holiday, and it was just something that had never been experienced by the small country whose best performance ever were second place finishes at the Gold Cup in 2005 and 2013. There were a bunch of experienced players, just like their manager Hernan Dario Gomez, who also coached both Colombia and Ecuador to the World Cup. His nickname, for some interesting reason, was a truncheon. They had 4 players that, so the team was based around 4 very experienced players that had well over 100 caps. 6 of their team played at Major League Soccer in the United States. For this baseball country, like baseball loving country, which is their main sport, like boxing is one of the big sports there as well. Football has made great strides over the years, and it's becoming obviously popular, and it will just zoom into orbit now. They've made their first appearance at this World Cup renowned tournament. They had one of the oldest squads, as mentioned, with the experience that we mentioned here. It was so they first tried. It's been 40 years in trying since they first attempted, over 40 years since they first tried in 1976. So it was definitely going to be an experience, but they were here to enjoy the occasion and just sample what the experience of being at a World Cup is. Now, going to the game, it was a bit of a stop-start encounter. Each touch from the Panamanians greeted with howls of joy within the crowd. They definitely had the greater share of fans in the stadium. Like Carrasco and Mertens brought 2 saves from Pinedo in the Panama goal. With 10 minutes gone, the pattern was pretty set. It was Belgium controlling the possession, Panama getting men behind the ball, not getting too many touches, but organised, just as the manager had promised. Under-hit back pass from a slightly nervous Torres almost allowed Eden Hazard to sneak in, but his close range effort just was placed into the side netting. Proceedings became very sloppy as there was too many stoppages, and the lack of concentration almost caused allowed Belgium to come in. But the effort from Hazard, was it Hazard, Mertens driving into the side netting. 20 minutes, like Belgium, still no great shakes as yet. Were almost able to force the cross from Meunier, almost forcing their captain, like Torres, to guide the ball into his own net. I mean, Lukaku, very dangerous, lurking behind, was yards from getting that very important touch. The final ball was definitely lacking for Belgium. There's distinct lack of urgency. Many of the balls overhit, especially from one of their star players like Kevin De Bruyne. Lukaku, evidently frustrated by the lack of supply. Hazard tried to uplift his nation. He bursted into the area, and with his drive forcing a fine low save from the keeper. So it was pretty much that for the half. There was not much seen from the Belgians. There was definitely usual questions servicing for Belgium. No tempo, just like no urgency. They weren't pressing their opponents. They were too slow. It was all needlessly. I mean, there was even the question: did they even need 3 defenders? They need to play with more freedom. Panama were doing everything expected, playing deep and very, very defensive. So they went into the second half looking once more to frustrate the Belgians, but Belgium came out, and with one of the goals of the tournament so far, they finally broke the resistance. Mertens, just from within inside the edge of the far side of the 18, like the 18-yard box. Smashed the ball, giving like Pinedo zero chance at all. They brought the stadium to its feet, and it's Belgium really. Belgium were looking well on their way. So activity certainly increased, and the foul count was one of the, was very prominent in this as the half restarted. But then they fell into the same old Belgium, slow and laboured. It didn't seem to inject them, as Carrasco fell asleep and Murillo almost sneaking in from behind to equalise for the Panamanians, like Cortes, doing well to come out to deny the. Instead of driving Belgium, as I said, it sparked Panama into a kind of spirited fight back. Then once again, then there was a poor touch from Lukaku, probably around, so bursting in on goal. He seemed to take his eyes off the ball, and the chance had gone. The infringements continued. A few of the Belgians got booked also, as well as many Panamanians. It just didn't seem to. The misplaced passes continued, and it just didn't show any signs of waning. But then quality from Kevin De Bruyne, the outside of his boots, lifting the ball over, and inside the area was Lukaku to head his 37th record goal scorer, heading and basically putting the contest to bed. Within 6 minutes, a swift break from the Belgians, Hazard slipping in Lukaku, who was to dink the ball over the outcoming Pineda, left with no chance. So you kind of feared for Panama, but Belgium kind of took their foot off the gas, and they were 3 goals ahead, and that was hit. To their credit, Panama never gave in. They still tried to play. As you finally heard the Belgian fans, they started to sing. It was the first time. There was some heavy challenges, notably leading to a yellow card for Kevin De Bruyne, and Torben Hazard joined his brother on the pitch as Belgium ran out 3-0 winners, and they look well on their way with with Tunisia to come next for Belgium, it looked pretty promising. Panama would go and play England on the Sunday, and that was it. But it was a memorable experience for the Panamanians, never to be forgotten. Belgium roll on, but still questions, so they're asked that need answers.